Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm S. Prabhakar from the Delhi Entertainer. Today, I'm going to bring you the final review of the IPL Tournament 2020. For the best part of the year, IPL was a doubtful starter because of pandemic and no sports activities having commenced. But when once T20 World Cup has been cancelled, BCCI has put its acts together and tried to see if it is possible to hold the tournament. But of course, the situation in India is not conducive, and it was ruled out whether cannot be held in India. So the best alternative which they found was UAE, and thanks to the fantastic efforts of BCCI, IPL committee, and UAE Cricket Council, uh, they have really pulled a sort of a miracle and made it happen. So the IPL 2020 has moved to EAE to three venues, and all the players from all over the world were taken over there, and all the players, all the staff members, all the support staff have to adopt themselves a lot for a lot of things which are unheard before. First of all, reaching the place almost 2 3 weeks before the start of the tournament, entering into a bio bubble, staying there with a lot of restrictions on the movements of the players out of the bio bubble. Then, if any player was found positive, then they are put into quarantine for 10 to 14 days. And then a series of tests are done, and only once they are cleared, they are allowed to play. And most importantly, all the matches have been played to empty stands without any spectators in the stadiums. This is by far the most difficult adjustment which the players have to make themselves, because it is happening for the first time in the history of world cricket that a match, all the matches have been played to empty stands. But as far as the TV audience are concerned, honestly speaking, not much of a difference was made to us, because of the various innovative ways of broadcasting which have been invented. Apart from the commentary, of course, there are a lot of audio support which has been given, like the sound of claps, cheering, shouting the names of players, shouting the name of the teams, and a lot of things have been put together along with the commentary that you never felt anything was missing, except of course the faces of the spectators in the stadium. So overall, a tremendous effort put in by all the concerned to make it as a grand success. So a big kudos to BCCI, IPL committee, and UAE Cricket Council, and thanks to all the efforts of all these people. And the in fact TV audience have also increased by 25%, and the tournament has been a grand success. Now, coming to the overall performance of the teams, at the beginning of the tournament, there were hardly any favorites, with the bare exception of Mumbai Indians, who are stronger than other teams. But what we have seen in this tournament is that on a given day, any team was beating any other team. There were no firm favorites at all, and that there was such a seesaw in the score tables that till 11th hour, till the last game was played, we really couldn't make out who are going to make it to the playoffs. So that was the keenly contested tournament this has been. That there were many upsets as far as winning or losing of a particular match is concerned. But of course, some favorites were going very comfortably in the tally of the score tables. Uh, Coming to the specific teams, Mumbai Indians have been the deserved winners. They stood up to the high expectations right through the tournament, and defended their title. Both the batsmen and as well as the bowlers have fired in almost all the matches. Even in the matches which they lost, they didn't lose very meekly. They did give a big fight, while losing the matches also. But it is looked that they were firmly in control of the things when they were on the field. And ultimately, in the finals, they really made it very, very easy and like a cakewalk winning, and as if it is become a habit with them to win, and won the tournament for the record fifth time. And definitely, they were the deserved winners. As far as the Delhi Capitals are concerned, they had a dream start to the tournament, winning five matches out of seven matches, and were topping the tables. Then all of a sudden, they lost the steam, they lost the momentum, and lost four matches in a trot. And there was a time when they made a situation so bad for themselves that their making it to the playoffs has become doubtful. But fortunately, they again regained form and won one critical match, and that helped them into making it to the playoffs. And in the playoffs, they reached the finals. But unfortunately, in the final match, none of their players could fire, neither the batsmen nor the bowlers, and the fielding was awful. And they surrendered the final match very, very meekly, and there was no thrills in the final match. So, but overall, is they definitely improved compared to earlier editions, and they have in Shreyas Iyer a very cool and composed captain. He led his team very well, though he is very young and not captained any of the Indian teams. But he has showed a lot of maturity, a cool-headedness while facing a crunch situations, and he's a definitely a great prospect as well as his batting is concerned, or as far as his leadership qualities are concerned. And as far as SRH is concerned, it was a seesaw for SRH throughout the tournament. They won some very tough matches, and but lost a few matches which they could have won very easily. It has been a complete team with both bowlers and batsmen doing extremely well. And Warner marshaled his troops very well, and they made it to the playoffs. And it appeared at one point of time they may reach finals. And after seeing the results of the way the final has gone, one really wished that they reached the finals. Maybe they could have made a better fight of the finals. RCB, despite fielding a best team, RCB never lived up to the expectations in any of the IPL editions, and in this edition also, it is no different. A lineup which boasts of people like Kohli, De Villiers, Fletch, Chahal, Morris, Umesh Yadav struggle to put up a decent scores, or bundle out the opposition very cheaply. On winning few critical matches after midway through, they could make out to the playoffs, but got eliminated in the qualifier. Uh, I really cannot put a finger on what really goes wrong with them. That Kohli has been such a successful captain in all the forms of Indian team, and he's wins quite number of matches in domestic cricket as well as outside. But in IPL, I don't know what really goes wrong with him, that he is not able to replicate that particular performance as far as IPL is concerned. Now, KKR, like all editions, KKR is not one team which can be pushed over and not to be taken seriously by anybody. And any given day, they really put up a very great performance and upset many people. So, but as far as this edition is concerned, their indecision about the captaincy, change of the captaincy pattern midway through the tournament, and the non-firing of Russell and Narayan affected their chances to a great extent. So they made a good fight of till the last moment. When last match was to be played, it was a toss-up between KKR and other two teams, and ultimately on a net run rate basis, RCB has put them at the post. So overall, it is a disappointing tournament for them. And we would have expected a better show from them. Kings 11 Punjab. This teams was expected to perform very well because they fielded one of the fantastic teams. To be honest, in most of the matches, their players have fired well. They played well. They put up good scores. But somehow, when batsmen put up good scores, bowlers are not able to defend that. When bowlers are, not doing well, the batsmen also failed. So they done extremely well individually, but somehow they fail to perform as a team. Just imagine a team where you have KL Rahul and Mayank topping the batting charts right through, and you have bowlers like Sami, Bishnoi. They're doing so well in the tournament, and they're the front run bowlers. But somehow, in the crunch situations, they could not push it, and they lost some very critical matches in even super overs, and that really affected them. And the most important, the faulty decision or astonishing decision took by the management of Kings 11 Punjab of making a most destructive gale, sitting out in the dugout and warming the benches for half of the tournament, and that too at the cost of Gail Maxwell is playing in the team and miserably failing one after the other to the match, and he kept on persisting with Maxwell. And it is only after almost 6-7 matches that Gale played his first match, and what a turnaround after that. Ever since Gale started playing, the Kings 11 Punjab is a different team and starting winning many of the matches. But the last moment push was not enough, and they couldn't make it to the final playoffs, and ended up at a sixth rank, which is not a good thing for them. Now, coming to CSK, a phenomenal team with a phenomenal record like Mumbai Indians, and their success in the IPL was a folkloric till this edition. But in this edition, nothing has gone right for them. Their aging batsmen like Watson, Bravo, and Dhoni did not fire. Their bowlers were not penetrating, and kept losing matches without even putting up a decent fight, and crashed out of the tournament very early. Incidentally, after crashing out of the tournament, they won a couple of matches and upset some of the teams, and slightly improved their position and ended up at seventh position, which was not at all what is expected of Dhoni and his CSK team. Rajasthan Royals, the one edition wonder, has fielded one of the best teams and probably one of the costliest teams in the tournament, with the likes of Smith, Butler, Sanju Samson, Ben Stokes, Archer, and they have fantastic batsmen, some fantastic bowlers, and few of them have done extremely well also, like Sanju Samson and Butler have ended up at the top, very near to the top of the tables. But they lost a few crucial matches in a tender with a tender margins, and somehow Smith could not lead the team that aggressively as he does of his Australian team. And as a team, they have miserably failed and ended up at the bottom of the charts, which was not expected of Rajasthan Royals with the names which I took. So this is the overall performance of all the teams. Now coming to the individual performances, I'll start with the first uncapped players. There are many uncapped players and domestic cricketers who got a fantastic opportunity to play along with the international players and foreign players and showcase their talent. And many of the youngsters have grabbed this opportunity. Most of them are coming from under 11, under 19 teams. First in the list is Ishant Kishan, the wicketkeeper batsman who played for Mumbai Indians. Very attacking batsman and a clean hitter. He played 14 matches and scored a whopping 516 runs at an average of 57 runs, and a scoring rate of 146. Not a small achievement to score so heavily in a team where you have likes of Rahul Sharma, Deacock, and Pollard. He ended up as the highest uh, number of sixes of 30. So he impressed one and all, and we can see a great future for this young lad. Next is Surkumar Yadav, who also plays for Mumbai Indians, another uncapped player, and proved to be most consistent and dependable frontline batsman with a wide range of strokes all around the wicket. To such an extent that people started comparing him with ABD, the 360 degree player. Uh, he came to the tournament on the strength of 512 runs, which he has scored in 2018, and 424 runs in 2019. So there was huge expectation from him to do a hat this time, and he has not really disappointed. He has notched up 418 runs in 16 innings at an average of 40 at a scoring rate of 145. In almost all the matches, he came in the middle of order and stabilized the innings and scored very freely and kept on keeping the scoreboard moving so that it didn't put any pressure on the likes of Hardik Pandey and Pollard, who comes after 15 overs to keep hitting bang bang. So whatever the performance of Hardik Pandey and Pollard is to a great extent on the basis of the foundation laid by people like Surya Kumar Yadav. Next youngster who has impressed all is that Padikkal, who played for RCB. Best find of IPL, scored 473 runs in 15 matches with an average of 32 and a scoring rate of 125. He too has a wide range of strokes and he almost plays mostly cricketing shots and very very pleasing to watch and is one of the very good prospect being a left-hander. Next is Ruturaj Gaikwad, who played for CSK. This lad has impressed everybody by his very, very attractive and the rule book cricket. And he is not all bang bang, but scored at a brisk rate. And though unfortunately he got to play only 6 matches, he scored 204 runs at an average of 51 and a scoring rate of 121 and impressed one and all. However, one wish had he got a chance of playing 14 or 15 matches, maybe he would have ended up with the highest run getter. Next is Varun Chakravarti, the mysterious leg spinner who did extremely well by taking 17 wickets out of 13 matches, including the best figures of this IPL tournament, 5 for 20, which earned him a call for Australian tour. Next Anglad is Rahul Tewatia. He has become a sensational hit in this IPL and it turned out to be a surprise package. In 14 matches, he scored 255 runs at a scoring rate of 139 and also took 10 wickets. In many matches, he came at the fag end of the innings and stroked the ball so well. And overall, he has hit 17 sixes. So he has been a dependable and a great finisher. Next is Natarajan, who played for SRH. In 16 matches, he took 16 wickets and emerged as a terrific left-hand seam bowler with a fantastic Yorker. So he's a great prospect for future. And maybe a few more matches, he will mature and turn out to be a very dependable seam bowler. The flop show by foreign players. Whenever the auction goes on, there is a lot of clamor for foreign players, and they are taken at a huge amounts. And because of their vast experience and whatever they are doing for their respective countries. But it is not necessary that every time the foreign players fire and do well. But this edition is one of the best examples that many of the big names have totally flopped. The few of them are Maxwell, who played for Kings 11 Punjab, a total disaster. Though the team has insisted upon him that he may fire at some point of time, but he really couldn't. In 13 matches, he just scored 108 runs and took only 3 wickets. And at 10 crores of the amount which he has been picked up, each run scored by him costed the franchise 10 lakh rupees. So each run costing 10 lakh rupees. This should be an eye opener for all the franchises that they should not madly run after the big names from foreign countries. In any case, you can only play 4 players. If 4 foreign players are warming the benches, it really burns your pocket. Watnell is also a flop. 6 matches, 6 wickets he has taken, a nightmarish form. Jordan, another flop show, 9 matches and 9 wickets. Watson, so he played some important innings, but overall he was not as fearsome as he was earlier. Ended up making 299 runs in 11 matches with a scoring rate of 121. So, except innings of 80 plus, he never looked threatening or taking the game away, as has been his case in earlier editions. As expected, he has announced his retirement after the IPL. Bravo is another flop show. He played only 6 matches and took 6 wickets and scored 7 runs. Just to see, he is such a fancied all-rounder, taking 6 wickets and scoring 7 runs out of 6 matches. Halfway through, he has injured himself and was ruled out. So total waste for the team. And Russell, who was a sensation in the last edition and hitting towering sixes and making such quick fire 50s, has been a big flop this time. Scored only 117 runs in 10 matches and turned out to be a pale shadow of himself from the previous edition. He managed to score only 7 sixes against 52 sixes, which has hit in 2019 edition. That itself shows the tells the story. Sunil Narayan, he's also completely fired, flopped, and did not fire at the beginning of the innings, as has been he's doing in the last 3 4 editions. And his bowling is also equally bad. He scored 121 runs in 10 matches and just took 5 wickets. Otherwise, he used to be such a threatening, spin bowler. Is to strike at his will and contain the batsman during the slog overs, but nothing of that magic he could spell in this edition. Flinch, who played for RCB, has had a moderate success of 200, scoring 268 runs from 12 matches, averaging 22 and a scoring rate of 111, but surely not lived up to the high expectations from him. Denstein, one time most fearsome of his bowler and reduced to nothing in this edition, took just 1 wicket in 3 matches, and the team has no option but drop him after the 3 matches. Now coming to the foreign players who have clicked in this tournament, the list is headed by Rabada, such a valuable player for DC. He has been proved to be more value than the money paid to him. Ended up being the highest wicket taker with 30 wickets in 17 matches and earning his purple cap. Every time he came, it appeared that he's going to take wickets, and always he obliged the captain. Then coming to Pollard, as extremely popular, extremely successful Mumbai Indian player. It is his 11th appearance for Mumbai Indians. Always comes very late, very surprisingly. But maybe that serves the purpose for the team. That's why the team keeps on insisting sending him so late in the innings. As he normally comes between 15 and 20th over, and right from the word go, he keeps on banging. That is what is expected of him, but he never disappoints or never fails in that. Just imagine in this tournament, He had a scoring rate of 192, the highest in the tournament. And every time he came, he has hit a lot many runs. And more than his batting, his advantage of height and other things, and his fielding at the deep is also pretty useful for the team. Next utility player is D Cock for Mumbai Indians. He scored 503 runs from 16 matches at an average of 36 and a scoring rate of 140. In a tournament where Rahul Sharma has not been that successful, the great form in which D Cock has been has really helped Mumbai Indians. So, whatever failure of Rahul Sharma, DK has more than made for that. Trent Bolt, who played for Mumbai Indians, what a wise swap of Trent Bolt done by Mumbai Indians from DC. And DC must be ruining that, especially when they faced Mumbai Indians in the finals, and Bolt was really throwing thunderbolts. He accounted for 25 wickets in 15 matches, and most of the wickets which he took is in the power play and putting the opponents in the back foot. Next is Tonis, who played for DC and most utility player and a great all-rounder, scoring 352 runs from 17 matches at a scoring rate of 148 and took 13 wickets. Nokia generated a great pace, and in 16 matches he took 22 runs for DC. The Gale, the most popular, the universal boss, and what a foolish decision of the management of Kings 11 Punjab, making him sit out in the dugout for half of the tournament. But it is never too late, as they say. When he was given an opportunity in 7 matches, he blasted the opposition out and scored 288 runs at a scoring rate of 137. He missed a century by 1 run and made 3 half centuries and hit 23 sixes. Just imagine, the highest six hitter is Ishan Kishan, 30 in 14 matches, whereas Gale has hit 23 sixes in 7 matches. Had the Kings 11 Punjab played him all the 14 matches, the results for them would have been definitely far better than what it ended up. Next is Puran, also played for Kings 11 Punjab. He's also very dependable West Indian batsman, very attractive player. Whenever he comes, he really starts banging right from the first ball. And 14 matches, he has scored 353 runs at a scoring rate of 168, and he has 25 sixes. Hedmore, he played for DC. In 12 matches, he scored 185 runs at a scoring rate of 148. He was impressive and played some attractive innings, but overall, he didn't do as much as expected of him. Duplessis played for CSK, settled to be an extremely consistent player, scoring 449 runs in 13 matches at an average of 40 at a scoring rate of 140. CSK, whatever semblance of respect they gained is through the batting of this gentleman. Morgan, who played for KKR, in 14 matches, he scored 480 runs at an average of 41 and a scoring rate of 138. Halfway through, DK has handed over the medal of the captaincy to Morgan, which of course is not appreciated by anybody. But Morgan couldn't do wonders. Had management decided to give him captaincy from the beginning, maybe it would have been better. But definitely compared to DK, he has marshaled his troops very well, but couldn't do much for the team. Next is Pat Cummins, who played for KKR. He strangely turned out to be done the role of an all-rounder, scoring 146 runs and taking 12 wickets from 14 matches, and has been a moderate success, but a utility for KKR. Ben Stokes, who played for Rajasthan Royals, only he was given an opportunity to play in 8 matches, but he did decently well, scoring 225 runs and took 2 wickets. But definitely he didn't set the stadium on fire as was expected from him. Sam Curran, he redeemed himself by scoring 186 runs at a scoring rate of 131 and took 13 wickets and proved to be a useful all-rounder for the team. Smith as a batsman was not that failure in this tournament. In 14 matches, he's scored 331 runs at a scoring rate of 131 and played some important innings. And one can say he's a moderate success. But compared to his batting, somehow he couldn't do much in his captaincy, which is expected of him. Josh Butler, a very attractive and pleasing player, and he scored 328 runs in 13 matches at a scoring rate of 144. Just lived up to his expectation. Maybe something more expected of him by the team. Geoff Archer, what a fantastic pace bowler he has been. Whenever he bowls, there is always an excitement. There is a hope that he'll be picking up some wicket. Very useful foreign player in this tournament. Took 20 wickets in 14 matches, and he was also not bunny with the bat and made some crucial runs and scored overall 130 runs coming at a fag end of the innings. ABD. So what a wonderful player he has been right through, and good that he has come back from his retirement again, started playing for RCB. He scored 454 runs in 15 matches, and with a handsome average of 45 runs and a scoring rate of 158, and is hitting towering 23 towering sixes. So as always, there is an excitement as long as he's there, and as long as he's there in the crease, RCB always had an opportunity. If RCB has reached up to playing 11, a large chunk of contribution has come from ABD only. Warner Saraj was in a scintillating form and hit 548 runs in 16 matches at an average of 39 and a scoring rate of 141. Apart from batting, he has marshaled his troops very well and kept up hope of making it to the finals till last moment. So overall, it's a wonderful tournament for him, and he has delivered more than what is expected of him. Ben Strauss proved successful, scoring 345 runs in 11 matches at an average of 31 and a scoring rate of 126. So we can look forward in the next IPL to have more from this gentleman. Williamson, what a wonderful cricketer he is. What a cool-headed guy, and the way he plays the T20 also is so pleasing, so meticulous. Planning is wonderful, and whenever he comes onto the crease, as long as he's there, there is always a hope for SRH. Played some very critical innings for SRH. In 12 matches, he scored 370 runs at an average of 45 and at a scoring rate of 134. But more than the runs he scores, the way he plans out his innings, and he's so calculative and is so cool-headed, goes through his things so meticulously, is really a pleasant sight to watch him perform at the crease. The successful Indian players, uh, the list is headed by KL Rahul. What a fantastic form he was in, scoring 670 runs in 14 matches. Almost in every match, he was contributing with the bat as well as from behind the wickets. What a wonderful take he has taken in front of the wicket and ran out the batsman in a super over. But for that, they would have lost the match. So overall, it has been a fantastic tournament for KL Rahul. If he is relieved of his duties as a captain, maybe he can do far better as a batsman and a wicketkeeper. Next is Mayank Agarwal, also plays for Kings 11 Punjab. Scored 424 runs in 11 matches with a scoring rate of 156 with 1 century and 2 half centuries. And he has hit 15 sixes. What a great tournament he has. and he has given a great company to KL Rahul. Right throughout the tournament, these people have been the pillar of Kings 11 Punjab. Next is Shikhar Dhawan, played for DC. He has in a sublime form and notched up 680 runs, very close to KL Rahul in 17 innings at an average of 44 and at a scoring rate of 144, including two back-to-back centuries and four half centuries. What else can a team ask from any player? Shreyas Iyer, in 17 matches, he has scored 519 runs at a scoring rate of 123 with three half centuries and has been extremely impressive. He plays very neat cricketing shots and in a cool and composed manner. He was never in a hurry, whatever may be the situation. He finds the gaps and though of course he hits the ball in the air, but always finds the gaps and plays very attractive cricket. And besides batting, his contribution as a captain is tremendous. He's very mature to his age and extremely cool customer. And he's going to be the next Mr. Cool as a captain. And we will be seeing a lot of shares both in IPL as well as in Indian colors. Pant has been a moderate success. Scored 343 runs in 14 matches with an average of 31, the scoring rate of 113. In every match, he made some attractive 20s or 30s, but somehow he always fails to build up the innings and always gets out when the team needs him to stay there and contribute a sizable score. This is one thing which has to come up to. Making 20s and 30s is not enough when you are tipped to be the next wonder of Indian cricket team. Raidu, most reliable batsman ever. Though of course he doesn't get much of opportunity to play for India, but he always makes a good use of IPL to showcase his talent. In this tournament also he scored 359 runs from 12 matches at an average of 40 and a scoring rate of 127 and proved his worth to CSK. Shubman Gill, another extremely talented and attractive youngster, and scored impressive 440 runs from 14 matches at a scoring rate of 118. Technically very strong and always plays with a straight bat and impresses one and all. Sanju Samson gave a great beginning to the team, scoring 375 runs from 14 matches at a scoring rate of 158 and hitting 26 sixes. Did a decent job behind the wickets and the pillar of strength for RR. Virat Kohli, ACB, he scored 466 runs and 15 matches at an average of 43 and 121. So these figures, if it is from anybody, it always be treated as the very good performance. But the expectations from Kohli is so high that after scoring this many runs also, he has been dubbed to be not that good in the by the critics and including Gavaskar. Only because in the initial 4 5 matches he was out of form and didn't do that well. But at a later stage, he has picked up very well and did extremely well in silencing his critics, including Gavaskar. Hardik Pandey, always a utility plays and plays so well at the fag end of the innings. And the Mumbai Indians outfit is so strong with bowlers that Hardik Pandey didn't get an opportunity to bowl in the entire tournament. Can you imagine an all-rounder of his caliber didn't get an opportunity to bowl? But he made up that by his scintillating batting, scoring 281 runs from 14 innings at a whopping scoring rate of 178, hitting 25 sixes. Ridhiman Saha, what a wonderful nick he has been in. He has been kept away from many matches, has did great job in limited opportunities which he got. Scored 214 runs out in just 4 matches and a fantastic average of 71 and a scoring rate of 140. But unfortunately, he had some niggling injuries, and he was had to be kept away from most of the tournament. Ravindra Jadeja, another utility player, he scored 232 runs and took 6 wickets in 14 matches, and was a moderate success. Though as a batsman, he was not that bad, but as a bowler, he has completely failed in this tournament. But he's a fantastic fielder, always saves a lot of runs for the team. Lastly, Manish Pandey, always a dependable batsman. He has scored 455 runs in 16 matches and with a scoring rate of 127, the average of 32. So he has proved to be a mainstay for SRH, and that made them to be in the hunt till last moment. As far as the bowlers who have done well is concerned, the list always headed by our Boom Boom Bumrah. He justified the top billing by picking up 27 wickets in 15 matches with 4 for 14 as his best bowling figures. His brilliant super over conceding 55 runs was a highlight of that innings. Shami, who plays for Kings 11 Punjab, 14 matches and 25 wickets, and he, like Bumrah in that dream super over, has only conceded 5 runs and defended a small target of 5 runs, and took the match to the second super over. Overall, it has been a fantastic tournament for him. Mavi showed a lot of promise and generated good pace, and took 9 wickets in 8 matches. Chahal, always dependable and always trusted by Kohli, took 21 wickets in 15 matches with a 3 for 18 as his best figures. Always maintains a tight line and length, and whenever the captain gives him the ball, he always checks the flow of runs and also strikes with the wickets. Rashid Khan, what a wonderful player this bowler has been. In 20 matches, he took 20 wickets in 16 matches with a 3 for 7, 3 for 7 as his best figures. He always strikes at the right time when the captain wants him to take a wicket. Sandeep Sharma took 14 wickets in 13 matches. Great strike bowler and taking critical wickets in power play right through the tournament. As far as the flap show from the Indian players is concerned, is headed by Rahane. What a nightmarish tournament he had. He played 9 matches and scored 130 runs at an average of 14. A total failure. Dhoni, very, very moderate success as per his standards, scored 200 runs in 14 matches. Not able to accelerate the scoring rate in any match. Is not middling the bat at all, ball at all. And this magical touch of captaincy has also been missing right through the tournament. It really a sort of abject surrender in this tournament. Prithvi Shah was a moderate success, just scoring 220 runs in 13 matches, and to never give a good start as expected from him at the top of the innings. Kedar Jadhav has a unforgettable tournament. He had 8 matches and 62 runs and no wickets. Shocking show by such a veteran all-rounder. Murli Vijay, almost everybody has forgotten about him. 3 matches, 32 runs. Probably he has played his last IPL. Ashwin, though he bowled very economically, but he was not as menacing or as penetrating as he was and as expected of him. Took 15 wickets in 13 matches, but it didn't do justice for his high reputation. Piyush Chawla, almost a forgotten player again, just took 6 wickets in 7 matches, and probably he too has played his last IPL. So this is a overall roundup of all the important players, batsmen, bowlers, and most importantly, foreign players. So maybe in the next auction, this fact has to be taken into consideration by the various managements of various teams, that the big foreign names and going for huge amounts, anything upwards of 10 crores, is not that important. This time, many domestic players, capped as well as uncapped players, have proved their worth. People like Ishan Kishan and Surya Kumar Yadav, they have done far better than any established foreign players. So maybe next time around, more and more opportunities is given to domestic players, and made this IPL more and more attractive. So this is all for me. Thank you very much for following me up right through the IPL tournament. So this is the end of my coverage as far as IPL is concerned. And you can look forward for me covering Indian Australian tour. So no more color codes, color dresses, and all players are Indian players playing in different teams. So now all of them will come in blue jersey, and all of them will back them up to beat the Australia in their backyard. So see you very soon. Till that time, I, S. Prabhakar from the Delhi Entertainer, sign off. Good night.